about immigration today on Kababayan LA because it is in the news. Something's going to happen. Something's bound to happen. Democrats and Republicans coming together to come up with a comprehensive immigration plan. And joining us today on the show, Attorney Richard Lowe, Attorney Allison Aquino, and via Skype is Ronnie Ligo to give us some of the news about immigration. He is in the Glendale office of Weekend Balita and U.S. Asian Post. So earlier we were talking about what's going to happen, and then, like you said, you know, comprehensive rather than the piecemeal. But what might that look like? Say, for example, border security. Ronnie mentioned that. I mentioned that. Is it even going to be an issue in this comprehensive immigration plan?
Well, I think, you know, border security is something that the Republicans have been bringing up since, you know, time immemorial, it seems like, and this was part of the McCain-Kennedy plan as well, which is what the Gang of Eight plan is modeled after. And I'm not so sure how that's going to work into the program. Their idea is that we're going to have some metrics that we can measure objectively whether we've met these border security parameters. But I don't think that that's necessarily as big of an issue as it's made out to be, because really we've spent billions on border security since 2006, $4.5 billion on infrastructure. And we've almost doubled the force of Border Patrol officers in the areas. And so it's really the border security issue, I think, is a basic non-issue. It's just a way to get some agreement from the Republicans to say, look, we've attached border security to this, so everything's okay.
The priority, though, now is what to do with the 11 million undocumented immigrants that are already here, working here, whether, you know, under the table, receiving salary, or, you know, going to school here and will need employment in the near future. Ronnie, what do we see in the news about the 11 million undocumented immigrants?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about two issues here because as far as the Asians are concerned and the Pacific Islanders, their main thing here is that, you know, the family reunification, because unlike most of these Mexicans who cross the border, they came here legally, but some of them or many of them have overstayed their visas, and some who are, you know, the family reunification because the quota system is making it very difficult for them to reunite with their families. Okay. So what do you think, Attorney Aquino, Attorney Lowe, will be, you know, included in this immigration reform? Because that's their main concern. Of course, the Hispanics are just, you know, how are they going to get legalized in the fastest way that is possible?
You know what? Before we address that, let me just have them address the question that was posted earlier. Because 11 million undocumented immigrants, there's so much that's being tossed about regarding them. You mentioned that the last time we had something for immigration was in 1986 when amnesty was given, and obviously there's not going to be amnesty this time around. Allison, what's it looking like for the 11 million undocumented immigrants out there?
Well, actually, Ronnie's question and your question do kind of tie in together, because there is a recognition that people who have been overseas, who are waiting to be reunified with their families, that needs to be addressed as well. And so part of the plan for this comprehensive immigration reform is to provide a path toward legalization, toward their green card, toward eventually citizenship for those who are presently unlawfully residing here in the United States. Okay. The tighter family reunification is that under the Republican proposal, they only want to eventually provide permanent residency after all those who have been waiting lawfully are able to obtain their visas and come here to the United States. Okay. Now, as Ronnie pointed out, for example, in the Philippines, a petition between a brother to sister, sister to sister right now is 22 years, perhaps longer. And so that's why the proposal seems a little bit difficult, because what are you going to do? Have people who are here waiting 22 years in order to acquire permanent residency? Right. And so that is part of the overall solution, is making those waiting lists hopefully shorter so that we can have individuals who have been waiting a long time come in before those excessive long periods of time, because that is actually part of the reason that has caused this problem to begin with.
Right. But then we have them all here, we welcome them all here. What's waiting for them here? There's unemployment. What kind of employment are they going to see? I mean, will they be able to get jobs? And there's an issue of taking away jobs from people that are lawfully residing here.
And that's why you raise a very difficult question, because we certainly can't have that vast number coming in all at one time.
At the same time, yes. Especially at this time, right?
Yeah, it is an interesting discussion, because I think short term it sounds very nice to say that the people who are here are going to have to stand at the back of the line and all of that. And so we'll get all of these people that are in right now in the process, through the process, before we start with the 11 million. But in fact, it's a fundamental change about the way we think about immigration in this country, because if we're going to streamline the process, that has to be an ongoing thing. That can't just be this year, because then we just run into this problem again.
Okay.
So either we're going to make it easier for families to be reunited in the United States, at least to the level of spouses and children,
right,
to make that process easier, and we will have more immigration per year, and we're going to have to accept that, or we're going to have to figure out some other way to deal with a legal immigration system.
Okay.
Janelle, can I pose a question?
Yes, go ahead, Ronnie.
Yes. Speaking of those 11 million undocumented immigrants, one of the proposals were, that they pay taxes just in case, this immigration reform happens. Attorney Aquino, what do you think will be the process or the mechanics of how much they're going to pay, how many years? And one more thing about the judge that they're taking away. Are they already being employed now? That's the reason why they said that, some Americans, not only are they taking away jobs, but they're accepting cheap labor.
Okay. All right. Good points. We're going to be, I'm going to have you comment on that when we return on the show. Don't go away.